Flippin' Fantastic Podcast, episode 38. I'm Alicia, the Inked Picker.
And I am Mo87 Official, and we have our guest back, or still.
I'm here.
Teresa from Grams and Pops Vintage. If you are not subscribed, go watch. She's the real star, but Pops is okay too.
She's the main character, guys.
Yes, exactly.
He said if I didn't do it, that he would quit doing YouTube because he doesn't like doing it by himself.
You're his rock.
Yep.
I love your back and forth. It's awesome.
Oh, you should see the stuff that's not on camera.
You guys should have like a uncut.
Yeah.
I think YouTube would kick us off if we had the uncut version.
Just make a different channel. Grams and Pops Uncut. Or Grams Pops After Dark.
I might have to suggest that to him. I just got to make sure we don't do any of the cussing that happens within the first 30 seconds. Yes.
Well,
funny.
I figure I can start this off by reading our comments from last week.
Yeah.
So I don't forget.
I was going to say, did anybody sell anything in the last 30 seconds since we...
Well, hold on.
Shocker. I
don't
didn't.
think so. Oh, I did get an offer, and my store is technically on vacation mode now, but I am still accepting offers that say that I'll get paid immediately after it's accepted. I'm not accepting any offers that I have to wait for them to pay, because I'd hate to accept it and then they don't pay it until after I leave, and then all of a sudden I have a package that's not going to ship out in time.
Can I make a comment on that real quick?
Yeah.
So I had somebody message us last night wanting to buy something from us, and it boggled my mind because they wanted to do an offer, but they didn't want to send an offer, so they sent us a message. And they're like, can you take off I'm like, where's it shipping to? Whatever, And she's like, can you take off your automatic payment, like when you do offers? Because I don't want to buy it. I
had someone else ask me that.
But it boggled my mind because she's like, well, I'm like, send me an offer. And she's like, well, I can't because it makes me pay automatically. She's like, can you lower the price to the price that she wants to buy it at? And then she'll buy it. And I'm like, okay, but that doesn't make any sense either, because if you buy it now, you have to pay for it now. Like, it's not like offers where it waits 4 days. If you buy it now, you got to pay for it now. So she bought it was a he when we packed this morning. But yeah, he bought it I just lowered the price and he paid for it, and he had to pay for it right away. So
if he'd have put the offer in at the same, it would have been just easier.
It would have been the same thing. You'd have had to pay now. But I think the reason he did it was because if he puts in a payment for offers, it would apply to every offer going forward, not just my offer. So I think that's why he did it, was because if he puts it in for offers, it would use that for every offer going forward, not just my offer.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, but it's all good. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, just because I have had it where I stopped sending out offers completely, just because it lets you do 3 or 4 days before payment. I always forget. But I've almost had an issue last time we went on vacation, I think to Vegas, where I had someone not pay yet, and I'm like, hey, I need this paid for, otherwise it's not going to get shipped out on time.
Yeah. So wait, how are you doing that? I don't know.
So you put it on vacation mode?
Yeah, my store is on vacation mode now. Yep.
And then
I still accept. Yeah, and I'm still accepting sales right now. So while I'm gone, but I have offers coming through. So if someone sends me an offer that I would accept, I'm only accepting the ones that say you got an offer, we'll automatically charge the buyer.
Okay.
Not the ones that they have to go in and pay it.
Right. I thought there was some secret you had to getting them to pay right away, because I was like, there's no, even if you put, require immediate payment, it still takes 4 days.
It's only when they set it up on their end to pay immediately after offer. But a lot of people don't do it because they're scared you're going to accept their offer, and so they just don't do it.
Right. Now, see, it's weird to me, because I will say this. So I bought, maybe maybe it was just the time in between and it took effect or something, because I remember buying something. I offered and I bought something, and let's say this was all in the last 3 months, and it didn't require me to pay immediately. I mean, I did, but it didn't. And then the last thing I bought, which was like about a month ago, I put an offer in, and it said on my thing, you're going to be charged if they accept. And I was, fine. But it didn't. Maybe it just put me in there. I don't know. I didn't click anything that said, like, I didn't
I want to pay
personally
now.
put anything in or change anything. I mean, I'm fine with, like, if I put an offer in, I'm paying it, right? So I'm fine with that. But I personally didn't do anything. Like, I don't remember clicking anything to say that.
Mine did. I just recently, with our handy cams and stuff, we've been buying chargers because some of them don't come with chargers. So I've been going on and buying chargers. But I did have some pieces for a Fluke electrical test or whatever it is that was missing some pieces. And I did make an offer on it. And it did require me to put in payment method for offers. So ours is set up now where if you accept an offer.
Maybe, I mean, I had a payment method in there. I don't know. So maybe it just put me in there automatically after a while. I don't know.
Now we have to be extremely careful for other sellers who send us offers, and we don't necessarily pay attention that it's not an offer that we sent out to make sure we don't accept.
Right.
I had somebody do that recently. It was another seller that I sent an offer to, and she accepted it. And I'm like, I send out my normal, can you please take care of payment? We'd like to get this shipped out. And she sent a message back saying, yeah, I thought this was somebody sending me an offer on my item that I was selling. So can you cancel this? Yes.
Yeah, I can see how that happens. I wish they would, like, put a distinction on there for, like, when you get your notice, because it just says, like, you have an offer. Well, yeah. Do I have an offer to buy or an offer to sell,
Yep.
Well, I did just accept an offer on a board game for 35 plus ship. It's called Coffee Roaster, but it is the Chinese version. So I bought a bunch of board games with...
I was going to say, was that from that big board game buy you did?
Yep.
Yeah.
We sold a weird board game that was called Geeks, Dweebs, and Idiots. I never heard of it.
Huh.
But it was $32. And we bought it at like a garage sale or a Goodwill or something.
There's some really good board games out there.
Yeah.
Tell us your comment that we've interrupted you for.
Oh yeah.
I forgot I was even looking at that. Andy Someta put a heart. And then ABC Matt said...
Andy Someta.
Yeah,
frog
thanks,
heart,
Andy.
frog heart, frog.
ABC Matt says, "You're welcome, ladies. I will always support where I can." Yeah, thank you, Matt. And I appreciate all the feedbacks. I got like 5 in a row because he ordered like 5 things, so he put a feedback on each one. Thank you.
Aw, he's the best.
And then Biscuit Butt said, I agree. These suspensions are getting out of hand. It's like they're micromanaging us, and there's possibly a bigger picture of trying to get rid of us smaller sellers, IMO.
Yeah, their whole thing of what they're counting as counterfeit now with their bots is really weird. Like, somebody posted that they had an authentic Dallas Cowboys, I think it was a Dallas Cowboys hat, that got removed for being counterfeit, even though it had the logo, it had every piece of it on there.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show they're using these bots, and they got to do something. Like, there has to be, like, this. The AI isn't human. Like, it's going to make mistakes. It doesn't.
I say we did. So
detail.
Our secondary business. So we do eBay. A majority of it comes from eBay, but we have a weekend business that we run that's escape room and axe throwing. And so we're trying to create a new room, and we just can't come up with what the storyline is behind it. So my husband, Corey, and my daughter both went on to the AI chat GPT and typed in, give me a story. And it gave you the whole storyline. It gave you the puzzles that you can put in it. It was insane.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I don't trust the whole AI piece for the listing details. Like that piece just scares me.
It's too much. It's too much too. I don't even put like unless I barely, my stuff is barely more than the title. That's my description.
See,
if there's other things I have to put in there, if there was a measurement, or if there, like, a lot of times with my glass and breakable stuff, I just put the ruler on there, and that's my measurement. I don't even put it in there. Or if there's a flaw, I'll write that in there, but I don't, like, the AI writes this whole thing. I'm not doing that.
No, I just know that it's going to put something in there that says this is this, and this, and then it really isn't, and somebody's going to come back and do a INAV,
right. Yeah,
and you're going to lose it anyway. So,
right, because that's why I feel like it's a shortcut, but you still have to have eyes look on it. Just like that's why people are getting stuff taken down and banned and stuff because of it, because it's looking at a whole bunch of things, but it can't see the little details. It misses those things, and I don't eBay's gonna need to work out a way with that kind of stuff where, I mean, I guess there is. I've had a couple things taken down, but it wasn't like anything I'm worried about. But like, what do you do? Like, if something gets taken down like that and they say it's counterfeit, like, can you appeal? Like, is there an appeal process? Like, they need to hire a person to appeal.
No, you can try, but I don't think they ever do it. So we found an alternative to that. Anything that eBay doesn't let us list, we just go and list on Mercari.
Yeah.
So we had
I know that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah, we had our first sale. We went to go list. They're called Sky Dancers. Do you know what they are, Mo?
Are those things that you pull and they...
Yep. Yeah. So I went to go list them on eBay, and I had the draft all done, and I went to go hit post, and it told me that it couldn't list it because it's some issue. So I went and listed them on Mercari.
Recalled or something.
Yep. I went and listed them on Mercari, and it was really good. I sold it, we're still learning the ins and outs of Mercari and, the whole offering and that stuff. But yeah, it sold for what I would have sold it for on eBay just because I listed it a little higher on Mercari. So
yeah.
Are you doing the labels or are you doing free ship?
No, we just did the labels, and it actually, we will have a video coming up talking about Mercari, but everybody complains about the 4x6 labels and whatnot. And I pulled it up, printed the label. It looks different than an eBay label just because they program them to look different, but it printed it was simple. Like, you sell it, other than the emails that came in. I'm pretty sure we got like 3 emails after we had already accepted and actually shipped it that said your offer has been accepted.
Yeah.
Please ship this. So I
never had a problem printing them, but I think what Alicia was talking about was their shipping fee structure. Like, a lot of people, like, because there's no room for error. And we talked about this before. Like, if you put something as a pound, and then it ends up being, a pound 10 ounces or something, you know what I mean? Or like a pound 3 ounces. You can't change that on Mercari.
Oh, I guess I always, when we list on eBay, we usually do it a little high, just so that we're covered. So that because we don't sit like, there are some people who will take their packages and they'll package them up and they'll put them on a shelf, put a label on them, whatever. I don't do that. So I just, if an item weighs by itself a pound 10 ounces, and I have to, I think about it, it'll take me, a box and this much packaging. Okay, it'll weigh 2.5 pounds. I just put it in at 2.5 pounds. So
yeah.
So if it doesn't come back, so say you do like you said, it's a pound, you put in a pound and it is a pound 10. Did they come back and charge you later?
I don't know. I haven't sold anything on Mercari in a long time, and I haven't been on there, but that was my biggest problem with them, was that, like, there was no room, like, because on eBay you can change it. If you, if you messed up you eat that extra cost of shipping. It's
Yep.
fine, whatever. Because usually, you built it in. But there's no room for error on Mercari, so I don't know what you do.
Well, and part
And
of it,
the only stuff I ever sold on there was like real light stuff, so it was all like pound and under.
Yep.
So I didn't.
Yep. And the one thing with eBay is, you get a discount, so your customer gets charged $15, but when you go to ship it, it only costs you 11. So you do have that cushion. I don't know how some people, I know there are some people who will pass that on to their customer, like the savings, which I don't get, because if you weigh that or anything, you're going to eat that. So we always just leave it to us. It also helps.
I mean, you do have shipping costs. You have bubble wrap. You have paper. You have the box. I mean, that's, it's not that big of, it's a cushion. I always I consider it and I'll price a little high, and I consider, or not price, but I'll always bump up that. A little bit to cover that, if I weigh something. But if it helps defer the cost of all your shipping supplies, but it also kind of, if you did underestimate it makes that less of a hit to you.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't get when people do that either. I don't.
We know somebody that did it, and they did it to help their eBay business because, customers see that and they're like, oh, my shipping's cheaper. But in the end, you're selling your stuff for cheaper, and you're going to end up eating the shipping on it too. So.
Right. Yeah. You're not going to be in business for long.
No.
Or you're going to have to bump the price of your items up if you do that. So it's 6 and 1/2 dozen. I don't get it. Because, might as well just leave it and not make it harder on yourself.
I agree. I'm in it to make money, not lose money. So.
Yeah.
I did sell some of my personal things on Mercari lately. I've been posting some of my platform shoes and some of my clothes. It's all stuff that sells better on Mercari.
Yeah.
Do you have the smart pricing set up on yours?
No.
I didn't do that either, but we did set up the auto offer. Yeah, where it decreases it, based on whatever. I never used that.
Yeah.
We do have the auto offer set up so that if it offers somewhere between here and there, then we let it accept it.
You accept it? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We have the same thing on eBay though too. So we have it set up so we have best offer on, and we have it set up to auto accept, so I don't have to deal with stupid offers.
That's something I want to set up, like the auto accept for certain amounts, but
I like it because we have a lot of stuff that, if I'm pretty sure my camera, we sold a Kodak, just like a point and shoot camera, that I think I had listed at $124, and somebody came in and offered 117. I didn't have to touch it. It just auto accepted it, and I ship it, and away we go.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been thinking about doing that because the way I try and price stuff, there's, because I accept offers, and I'm sure it's the same for you. There's a, that threshold that I will automatically accept if I see it,
I'm right there.
So I should just set it up to make it easier.
The only thing it's a pain for is if you go in and I don't know if it does it if you mark stuff on sale. I don't know how that affects it. Or if you go in and change the price, you have to make sure that you change the price. And the crappy thing is on the app, you can't set your auto accept. You can only set your minimum that you'll accept an offer for to counter offer.
Yeah. I don't list on the app, so.
Oh, usually. I do. I will create stuff on the app, but I do a lot of editing on my computer. Just because I like to copy and paste and stuff like that. So, and you can't do that on your phone.
So what was I looking for the other day? I was looking for a particular book. Okay. So and I looked on Amazon. I was like, let me see what it's going for on eBay because it's an old book. Anyway, I don't think I noticed this before. So tell me, maybe it's been there. It's been like that all along. But all the books sellers that I found, most of them were Goodwills in different places, because they all have online stores. Well, the first thing I noticed was like when the first one came up, it was like for charity. There was a couple of them for charity. So I opened it up, and when it says that, I like to look and see what the charity is. And it was like Goodwill, and that's the seller. How is that? I think that's kind of, because usually it's like, somebody is selling something particular, and like, they send 20% to like cancer or whatever.
We did that. We did that.
St. Jude's. Yeah. But this is like actually Goodwill.
Goodwill claims it's a charity.
Yeah. And they're getting the money, yeah, but then they're putting this going to charity. Because here's my question. Does that affect your fees that you pay?
Yes. So if you donate to charity, if you do a donation to charity, it does affect your ending, your final.
So you're paying a little less final value fees, but because that portion is going to charity. So you're probably not paying fees on that portion that goes straight to the charity. And I'm assuming just eBay collects it and sends it, right?
Yeah, I think you are. I just don't. I think you get a reduction on your fee.
Okay.
So I don't think they don't.
Either or.
Yep, they don't do a full, like, you don't pay this amount on whatever you're donating. But so if they're donating the whole thing to charity, they're not paying the full fee that most people would pay.
So look, I got nothing against Goodwill. I know, there's complaints and prices are high here and there. My Goodwills aren't that bad, but they're not that great. Whatever. However, I just think that's a little bit
sketchy.
Yeah. To me, it just feels like, I don't know.
So
I don't know.
I would just be.
It's technically a charity, but like, I don't know. They're already getting a tax deduction on what they sell. They're already getting their tax things. So now they're using a platform and they're like getting even less. I don't know. Is
it a charity when their CEO makes billions of dollars?
Yeah, I know.
And that's where a lot of what you're paying. I mean, our Goodwills in town, I will admit, we don't typically donate to Goodwill anymore. If we need to donate something, we have a St. Vincent de Paul that we donate to. We donate to our local store that's called Encore, or we'll donate to Padres, just because I know they're local and that money is staying local. It's not going to the CEO that's running it, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I when they started jacking up their prices saying I want $25 for a pair of used jeans, that's not kosher with me. I'll shop there.
Yeah. So actually, this brings up a point in the Trash or Cash Discord. People started discussing how they're tired of people talking about Goodwill and their prices when basically we are like Goodwill, reselling stuff. And I forgot what the whole argument was, but
to me it's different. I'm in it to make money. 100% to make money. I'm not here to donate my money. I'm not here to donate my time. Goodwill, their whole point is to use it to donate. But if you go in and look how much of their money that they're making are they actually using for the programs and not to pay their CEO and their higher ups and those type of people.
Yeah. I have like mixed emotions because like when you have something as big as Goodwill and you need somebody to run it, like they're not, you're not going to get the kind of person that runs something for cheap. But
no,
I have mixed emotions. But it's become that's like the national. And it's become this big like, I mean, I have like I said mixed emotions. I mean, I do see what they do. I know I have a friend's husband that works at like. I go to the little store that's hooked onto where they train everybody, and I see them training these kids, and in the different stores when I go around, So I do see that, and I do see value in that, but I think too, all the prices everywhere have gone up. All the prices everywhere have gone up, and I understand that they do too, because they have to pay rent on these places, and they have to pay employees, and they have to pay taxes and all that. But I don't know. So I
guess
know.
I can't
I
really
have no
complain because I went to our local thrift store here. Like we have we have a thrift store, and we have what says it's a thrift store / antique store that has booths and stuff. And I went down and I was checking out their jeans because I'm in the market for some new jeans. And I was appalled. Like $45 for a pair of jeans at a thrift store. Nope. I as soon as I saw the first 2 or 3 prices, I just walked out. I guess I'm too used to garage sale prices that paying $45 at a store for a pair of jeans. Nope, not happening.
You're spoiled.
I know. I try not to look for stuff for myself at garage sales though, just because I don't want to become a hoarder.
I mean, even with things like, for me, like you guys saw, I picked up a little doggy door, cat door at a garage sale for $5 because I had just ordered one on Amazon and it was like $35.
Yeah.
So I got it today and I'm gonna return it because I found one for $5. Like,
we did
cool,
the same thing.
Talking about how you need one.
Yeah.
We have a huge garage, or not a garage door, a huge doggy door that goes outside for our dogs, and it needs to be replaced. And so we were at a garage sale and I picked one up for $5 too. So yeah.
It just makes more sense. Like, yeah, it's not as pretty as the other one, but save $30.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I was born and raised a thrifter. So my mom, I'm one of 7 kids that all live together. So my mom thrifted constantly. Goodwill, garage sales. That was Salvation Army. That was my mom's place to go.
Yep.
Where are you in the order of 7 kids?
So technically there are 9. I have an older brother that was given up for adoption that we found about 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And then I have a younger sister that was also given up for adoption. She is not quite the youngest. She's the youngest of my dad's, but we found her through Ancestry DNA probably about 3 years ago.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But I am, we were born in 75, 76. I was born in 77, and then 79, 80, 82, and 86. So I'm the 3rd oldest.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's a cool story.
Yes.
That's neat.
You always hear about it, but you never see it happen. So I'm living proof.
That's so cool.
We always joke that there might be another one. It's weird because there's 9 of us, so we always say there needs to be one more so we can have an even 10. But no more have popped up yet.
I have 3 sisters, and my mom once went to like a party and they had like a psychic there or something, and she said something to my mom about her son, and my mom's like, no. So we always would joke with my dad that where's our brother? And we did DNA, we didn't find a brother, so we were upset.
Nope, I did. I took it and I was like, we always knew that my dad had another one somewhere. We just didn't know if it was a boy or a girl or what it was. So when I took Ancestry DNA and that popped up and matched up with family from my dad's side, I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
crazy.
Cool. We get together, we hang out. So
that's neat.
Yes.
That's neat.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yes.
And I'm living proof that you can find the love of your life on Tinder.
So we were talking about that. We were telling my daughter, I think I'm going to set up an account for my youngest and see if I can find her date. She has a boyfriend now, but...
Well, you got to be careful because around the time that I met Connor on Tinder, there was a whole big case here in Nebraska where this girl had gotten lured in on Tinder and she ended up passing away. And it's a big whole big court case.
Was that the one that they found her like in a... As soon as you say it, I'll probably know who you're talking about. But my oldest daughter...
Sydney something.
Yep. My oldest daughter and her husband actually met on Tinder too. So on their first date, she told her best friend, she's like, call me like partway through so I can tell you if it's going okay or if I need you to come get me.
It's
and
scary,
now they've been married for like 4 years, almost 4 years.
There you go.
She's okay.
She's okay.
That's crazy.
I don't
I met my
know.
husband at work. That was boring.
And the craziest thing also was that my husband had worked for, they call it an MSP in Lincoln, but it's basically like a company that does a lot of the tech for other companies.
Mhm.
Well, they got hired by the state, and he actually made the laptop for the lady that ended up murdering. She's one of the two people that murdered that girl.
Oh,
He
really?
made like
Oh,
the
geez.
court laptop for her with all the
Oh,
court
wow.
documents on it. It was
Oh,
really,
jeez.
yeah, that was crazy.
So, Pops and I, if you want to hear a funny story, we dated in high school between our junior and senior year, and then he dumped
Mhm.
me. And then I look at Mo. And then I remained friends with
How
his
dare
sister.
you.
So I would go visit his sister, and when I'd go visit his sister, he would hide under his bed and act like he wasn't there. So I didn't know he was there. And then I was in the military, so I went and I was stationed in Arizona at school and happened to get his phone number from his sister. And so I called him up, and he was living in North Carolina, and I called him up and I'm like, hey, we started talking, and he's like, how about you come out and visit on my way to New York to my permanent duty station? And so I went out there for 2 weeks and hung out with this dude that I had not seen in like a year in North Carolina. And the day before I was ready to fly out, 2 days before I was ready to fly out, he's like, what do you think about getting married? I'm like, sure. So the day I flew out, we got married, and I flew out 2 hours later. And then he came up 2 weeks later to where we were stationed. Look at Mo's face.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question. When you're mad at him, does he go hide under the bed?
No, I just give him the silent treatment, and then it's all good. Yeah. No. Not many people know
so
that
funny.
story, but now I just told the entire world, well, whoever's watching.
Our 4
So, yeah.
viewers.
He will be one of them. So
Look at
he
our
will be
comments, that's so
surprised
funny.
when this releases that I left out I'm not telling him I told anybody. So he'll just have to wait and watch it on Friday when we're at work.
That's
Yes.
hilarious. Oh my gosh. What branch of the military were you in?
I was Army. I was the
Oh, okay.
oxymoron
Thank you
of
for
the
your service.
military. I was military intelligence. Yeah. But yes, I was glad I got out when I did, because my unit in Fort Drum, I was stationed in Fort Drum, New York. My unit when 9/11 happened was one of the first units to go to Afghanistan. So I was glad that I was out, because I don't want to leave my kids.
But you were out before that? Oh, okay. Because I was going to ask if you ever went over. Yeah.
Nope, I got out
That's
in
crazy.
1998 when I was pregnant with my son, because I couldn't see leaving my 2 kids to go overseas. So I got out in 1998, and that happened in 2001. So, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I will admit, I was very excited the day I got my papers from the military, saying that, because when you go in and you serve an active duty tour, and then you have what they call an IRR, or an inactive ready reserve. So they could still call you up to 8 years from your initial date when you sign. So when I got my papers saying I was officially out, I was excited.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's crazy.
It was fun.
Wow.
How did you meet your husband, Mo?
At work, it was boring. That's why he moved here, because it was a bank. They moved. He had just finished college, and he got a job with them, but they were moving down here from New York. He's from Pennsylvania, so. And then I got a job there, and that was it. There you go. It was kind of like The Office. There was a lot of weird people, a lot of strange people there. Like, I have lots of stories about people sitting on bagels to warm them up, and people going to have their nooners at lunchtime. And
was that
there was a lot of 20-somethings there. It was no, there was there was a lot of, like, it was like a lot of 20-somethings and a lot of old school New Yorkers that moved down here when they moved the stuff down here. So it was
New York is actually, depending on where at New York, we were stationed in Fort Drum is actually in upstate New York. So up there, it's really pretty, and I would probably move back there if they had jobs worth of crap up there. But it was cool. We never went to the city. I had no desire to go visit New York City or anything like that. So
yeah, these people were city folk. They were from Manhattan or Bronx or Brooklyn, wherever.
The ghetto.
There were some strange characters. It was just like, they're just, if you ever watched The Office, it's just people.
I love The Office.
I mean, I'm sure they would say stuff about me too, but there were some strange characters, like I said.
I don't know. I get told we have an accent in South Dakota, and I don't get it. So
yeah,
you do.
I don't no. There's no accent.
See, right there.
Nope.
Well, I always tell people, Delaware, it's the first state, so we officially don't have an accent. But I guess I have like Philly light. I don't have, just because I'm South. I have some of it.
I don't hear it. So now, if you were from New York, I can tell those accents, or Texas, or other countries. But yeah, no, I don't hear it in yours. Alicia don't have one either. So
that's good.
Until you move to Lincoln, and then you'll probably pick up something.
No, I don't think so.
The only time I hear Lisa is when she says "ope," and I'm like,
"Oh."
I only ever heard "ope" like in the last like few months, like recently, I would say. And then you said "ope."
You hear it out in public all the time. Like you almost run into someone. Oh,
nobody says that here.
Oops. Nope, I don't say "ope."
I've seen it on social media like before we even started this podcast. I'm like, what's "ope"? And then I'm like, oh, I guess it's like a Midwestern thing. And then
I'm surprised you guys don't hear it up there in South Dakota.
I don't. I'm trying to think of what. I'm trying to think of what weird things we say up here that most people don't hear. Y'all. I do say y'all a lot.
You said a weird, you guys said, or I think it was Pops that said some sort of a quote that I had never heard before that I guess
Long
you guys
in the
say.
Tooth? That one drives me nuts.
I've heard that before.
That one drives
never
me
heard
nuts.
that.
I've heard that before. That's like that's just an old people saying.
Well, I'm old too, but I've never heard it.
Not as old as me, but I mean that's what it is. I've heard it. That's like something I feel like I would have heard my grandfather say or something.
It can't be much younger than you.
You're 6 years. That my you said 77, right? You're same age as my youngest sisters.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, you're not old. That's only
I'm 71.
I have a brother that's only a year older than you, so it's all good.
Some days I feel older than I am.
Oh, I agree. Every day when I get out of bed.
Usually I don't. Usually I'm like, oh, I'm in my 20s. And then I try and do something. And I'm like,
you should see Pops and I after we go to citywide garage sales. Like we went to one that's like 55 an hour from us. And we hit probably is it a day or 2 days? We hit 100 and some sales. And
wow.
The day after, nope. I'm pretty sure I sat in my chair and I didn't move anywhere for a while.
You guys have like a system down. I wish Connor went to sales with me more like that. Like have one of us driving and the other one, she actually uses the GPS on their truck to like the GPS. So it's really cheating. Nice.
That's the only way we do it when we take the truck. When we take my car, I have the circuit app. So I'm able to put them all in, and then I will hit go to this one and it takes me to that one. And then I hit there's an option for delivered or picked up, and it will automatically GPS to the next location that's in the list.
See, I downloaded that, but here where I live, it's easy to make a route. But as far as Lincoln, I will probably be using that app because I'm going to try to stay north of O Street for everything.
The only issue with it is if, like here, we still have the issue of some garage sales open at 8, some garage sales open at 9, some garage sales open at 10.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take that into account at all.
Oh,
so
I
it will
see.
still, so I do have a habit of just making a list, and then I will go through and put them into like Google Maps and figure out which ones are where, and then I number them on my list so I know which order to go into when we go into town.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yes. Unless it's days when there's only like 6 sales.
Yeah, that's like every day here. I don't have sales where it's like I need to make a route. Like they start in the spring, and there'll be like neighborhood sales, like community sales. So like this, like we're just like where I am is just one big suburb. Like you know what I mean. So it's just neighborhoods, and so I just kind of meander all. And then even if like you have a community sale, there might only be like 2 people having a garage sale in that neighborhood. Like you never know.
That sounded like when we were in Vegas, Alicia, the ones that had the neighborhood sale, and there was like 4 garage sales, and they only had a table set up at a couple of them. Like that's a table is not a garage sale. You should just say a table sale.
Yeah, that's how it can be. That's how it can be around here, because like my particular neighborhood and a couple others around here, our neighborhood sale is traditionally like the first Saturday in May, and and then it'll, if it's a rain date, is a Sunday or whatever. But like they just have it, and so they'll spread it out, and people put out whatever if they do. But I went to mine last year, and there was, I drove around the neighborhood. It's a pretty big neighborhood, but there's only a few people with stuff, and 99% of the people are the young kids who are just putting out all their old baby stuff.
Yeah, we had a lot of those, but some of our garage sales around here, they're considered neighborhood sales. In the town that we go to, they actually have websites that they have people, they list out their garage sales. You can print out a list.
Wow.
They have Facebook groups where they put their lists in there. The one that we went to this weekend, Alicia, those are both in the newspaper. That's how I got my list, is they were both in the newspaper.
I see.
I didn't know where they were or when they were, so I joined a group on Facebook that's in that area, and I just asked, hey, when are these citywide sales? And they're like, they're this weekend. I'm like, oh, where do they post them? She's like, in the newspaper. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. So she actually like kept going into my post and putting an exclamation point, so she remembered to send me a screenshot of the newspaper.
Oh, that's so nice.
So that was really nice. I don't know who she is, but
I know there's a Facebook group for the particular neighborhood I'm moving to has a community sale every year. So I know there's a group. I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it, but actually I see one, but it's from 2017. But I'm trying to find like the group that it's from. But anyways.
Got to get my yawn on for a second. The one sale we went to last year, that's how I knew it was there, and I hadn't seen any postings for it. So I actually hit up their Chamber of Commerce who put it on last year. I messaged them on Facebook, and I'm just like, hey, you guys are having citywides. Can you tell me when they are? And they're like, oh, they're this day. So I was like, okay. So if you don't know and you know that they typically have one, hit up their Chamber of Commerce or somebody on Facebook, and they'll tell you when their garage sales are.
Oh, I found it, but it looks like it's behind a... Oh, wait. It's a neighborhood association. So I wonder if it's like kind of an HOA thing. But anyways, I found that the sales that in that neighborhood were actually just 2 weeks ago, it looks like. So we'll see. I guess for next year, it'll be nice if I have Death Pile, just throw it out real quick and just chill in my garage or something.
You're not gonna go to it? You can't.
Maybe. We'll see how I feel.
We don't pass up any.
Depends how much crap I have.
If I know about a citywide garage sale, we're probably going to it if it's within an hour and a half, 2 hours from us.
See, I haven't traveled that far. usually I travel up to maybe an hour to go to sales, but 2 hours. Like Orange City was far for me. But
I wish they'd have been better, but
it's fun.
They weren't like they were last year. Last year there was a lot, and we had like there were so many friendly people. It was so nice. But this year I don't remember going into the neighborhoods that we went into last year, so.
I
know
Either
a
way,
lot
it
of
was
sales
fun.
that like last year were like church sales and stuff were super good. I think it's just because like of COVID, and they didn't have stuff. And man, like that first year, they had good stuff. And like there's a certain church sale that's the end of July, beginning of August every year. And it's just a tiny little church, and it's a small little sale, but they usually have good stuff. And they didn't have too much this year. But man, that first year after lockdown.
Oh yeah, I'm sure because everybody's holding on to their crap
to the brim with. Yeah. So and and they didn't have the sale the one year, so it was really good.
They have one of those in Sioux Falls that it's a church, but it looks like a barn, and so they have their barn piece is like a garage, but they fill that full. I don't think they take it down, but they have it every year at the same time. And the one year we were there, we found some pretty decent stuff, but this last year we went I don't know a month or so ago, and it wasn't great.
So I'm looking, but I can't find it. I saw something somewhere, and I haven't been watching a lot of reseller content, so I didn't watch it, but I think I came across it might have been like a recommended video, and now I can't find it. Something about eBay changing their like promotional fees, but now I can't find anything about it, so I don't know if I made that up.
They do. They do have where you can do just a regular promoted, which is what we do, but they do have their it's like a pay-per-click where you get better views or whatever if you do their automatic thing, which is costs you more.
Did they just change that or something? Did they just start it?
Like the last couple months they've been talking about doing it.
Okay.
But you have to opt into it. You don't.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not paying per click.
Well, and part of it is, paying a percentage if you promote something is one thing, but if you pay you automatically pay for your $6 thing that's promoted, then you're paying a lot for it. So
yeah, right. Yeah,
do you promote, Mo?
Promote. Yeah, I promote because I told you I tried sales. Like, I guess I just don't have enough stuff. Like I've tried sales, I've tried coupons. I don't seem to get any traction from them, but promoted helps, especially and I just blanket promote everything because that's easier. I don't sell everything promoted, so you don't always pay those fees, but you work that in. I always price mine a little, I look at the solds and I price mine if it's in, if my stuff's in good perfect condition, whatever, I price it toward the higher end, and I do okay that way.
Alicia, we took my sister to go garage sailing. She ended up flying out to South Carolina to go work from there for a week because that's where her home company is. And she's staying with a friend out there, but she texted me the other day and said that they got out there and she was telling her friend that she's staying with what we do. And they were going around her house, taking pictures of stuff, seeing what it was worth throughout her whole house.
Oh, how much is this worth? Oh, that's funny.
I do that sometimes. Like I'll go on whatever in my house, and not that I'm gonna sell it, but
well, I'm like, okay, I'm done with this.
It's like, do I like it enough to keep it?
Yeah. Well, I've bought things like this. I used it for a little while. And I'm putting it up for sale now. It's nothing super special, but it's Fenton.
Is that the Cape Cod Avon, or is that
that's what I was just gonna say. That's what it looks like, but it's not quite. Excuse me, not quite as dark as the Cape Cod Avon.
Nah, it's not. It's not Cape Cod. It's Fenton. You can't see the mark, but it's a it's a Fenton second, which means they sold it in their gift shop, and it was it did have a sticker on here, it like as a candle holder, and it does glow a little bit. It is Amberina, so I used it like last year, and I had a candle on it, and I'm done with it, so I'm gonna sell it. I just took pictures of it. So sometimes I find things, and I don't even remember where I got it. I don't remember, but yeah. But I like doing. I like, and some of the stuff I buy that I like, and that like I'll put it on a shelf and I'll look at it, while it's waiting to be sold.
Yeah. I don't usually buy stuff unless I'm gonna use it, so I don't like junk. I don't like clutter. Well, I do. If you ask Corey, look at our table when we come home from garage sailing, because I just pile crap up there. But it's just the two of us, so we don't typically eat at the table anymore, just because it's just the two of us. On the weekends when our daughter's home, sometimes we do, but yeah.
Oh yeah. So
are you ready for this weekend, Alicia?
I am ready to just relax and take advantage of the 1 hour of free alcohol. I'm not a drinker. Usually I have 2 and I'm good, but I am ready.
We have not bought tickets to that yet, so we will see.
Oh, yeah, hopefully they still... Actually, let me look. I thought they sold out.
I had to giggle because there were people in one of our groups that was talking about how they bought it just to go to that, but they're not going to anything else.
Oh, there's still tickets, it looks like, but as far as the actual rally event,
no, I know that
sold out.
Yeah, no, we have tickets to that because Corey, I'm going to take Corey on the boat and push him off, so. He's not a swimmer.
Oh.
Connor, my husband, he gets like, he doesn't like how he feels on a boat, and I'm hoping the riverboat isn't very bouncy, because I didn't really think much of it until someone talked about getting seasick. I think it was Jimmy on the podcast yesterday. I listened to. Yeah,
I was gonna say get him some of the the Dramamine that's less drowsy.
I'll see if he thinks that he'll be okay. I didn't really think about it until they started talking about it. I'm like, ooh.
Don't ask him. Just spike his drink before you go. You'll be good.
Oh God.
It should, like, if it's on the river, it shouldn't be too bad. But I'm, as someone who has in the past gotten very motion sick, I feel for him, and he should take one.
I mean, we've gone on like a boat before with like us someone pulling us in like a tube on the water. Yeah. He was fine. He just didn't feel great afterwards.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
as long as he's not throwing up, I can't deal with throw up, but anything else, that's fine.
I don't either. Usually, if somebody throws up, I just have Corey clean it up because if our dogs do, I'm like, I can't do it because I'm sitting there gagging.
Oh,
so nope, nope.
That's the one. I don't know. I guess I'm desensitized to it. I don't know.
Nope.
Because I was the one like getting sick, like with the motion sickness. Like I've always gotten it. So
I'm a sympathetic puker.
No, I can't. I can't deal with throw up.
Somebody else.
Yep, me too.
I'm right there with them.
Yep.
I think that started.
I won't do it, but I'll feel like I'm going to.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's something that for me started when I was pregnant with my first kid. Like throwing stuff away in the garbage when I was pregnant, just the sound and the visual of it. Even like we ate, and right as soon as we got done eating, I'd throw the leftovers away in the garbage. I would be gagging. So.
Oh. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one thing doesn't bother me. Other things bother me.
Nope.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So we leave on Thursday night after Connor gets off work. We'll drive for a few hours and then we'll get there Friday. Yep. It's 12 hours. And then we'll go to the rally. go to the Friday night thing, and then right on Sunday we're gonna head over to Shenandoah National Park in Virginia. Stay there for a couple days and then come back, which at that point it's about a 20-hour drive home.
You hang out with Kevin while you're
probably
out there?
that.
Because isn't he from Virginia?
I don't know. Yeah, he's in Virginia. I'm not sure how close we are to
Go check out the
that
Commonwealth
area, but
cabin.
if I get an invite,
You can
Well, invite
stay the
There's
myself.
no
night
reason for an invite. You
in
just
the
crash
Commonwealth
it.
cabin. It's got a bed.
yeah. No, you won't need it. We got a bed in the. Oh, and we're bringing our dog too. We're bringing our dog, so she's gonna have a great
Pilot
time.
Ruby.
You leaving the cats at home and bringing the dog?
Yep.
Oh, poor kitties.
The cats would not be happy going in the van. Especially this one, little old man ninja. He'd be yelling the whole time. Like, why have you removed me from my house?
What's he gonna do when you move to your new house? Freak out for a few days?
He'll deal with it. No, he'll be fine. He'll just, in the car, he'll just meow the whole time. Then he'll be fine. He's moved. Well, he moved here with us. Because I've had Ninja since I was in like 4th grade. So he's an old man. So
Your parents
he's moved
let
with me
you take
here.
him when you moved out?
I kept him there because the apartment didn't allow pets.
Yeah.
Well, without a fee. That was ridiculous. So once we bought this house, I'm like, I'm taking Ninja back. So he's here now. And he'll be coming with us to Lincoln too. So we'll see how that goes.
He'll be fine. After a few days of figuring out where he's going.
They're gonna have so many windows in this house. And I know Taco likes to watch outside. I think all of them would. It's just here in this house, there's not a lot of windows for them to like sit at and look out. So this other one has a nice big window in the front with a tree. So I know they're gonna see lots of squirrels and birds and all kinds of stuff. So that'll be nice for them.
I wish we didn't have the windows we have because my dogs jump at the windows every time somebody comes.
Oh gosh.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, hopefully Ruby doesn't do that. She's a barker, but she doesn't like jump at things.
Earlier, I don't know if it was on this video. No, I think it was one we recorded last time. I had to finally text Corey and be like, take care of the dogs. They're barking. Do you not hear them?
Oh, earlier.
Yeah.
On the
yeah. When he records on Sunday mornings with the Reseller Clickbait podcast, he locks them in the bedroom with me. So they stay quiet. But I don't know what he's doing. Turn. Yeah, I think he went outside, and when somebody goes outside, then they bark. So he went outside and didn't think anything of it. And I finally had to text him and say, can you please take care of the dogs? I didn't say please, but can you take care of the dogs? Because they're naughty.
It's almost lunchtime. Well, it's past lunchtime now, so now I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat once we're done here.
I got to run to
breakfast.
I got to run my packages I packaged this morning before we did this to town. I think we had like
I have a
19
whole to-do
orders.
list.
Wow.
From last night
I have a whole to-do list. That's pretty good.
I know. And none of them were, very few of them were cheap. I sold Department 56 that I picked up for $30. I sold it for $174.
Ooh.
Nice.
My handy cam.
What one was it?
Huh? It is the
handy cams.
The Department 56 was a Millennium 2000, so it actually is like the Empire State Building with the ball on top of it.
I remember when you guys got that.
Drops.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm a sucker for Department 56.
I have a bunch of them. Yeah, me too. I have a bunch that I have to list. But
Department 56 and Lamax, I'm a sucker for. Pops doesn't always get it, but I grab them all the time.
I actually have a Lamax little psychic little house. It's got like, if you look inside, there's actually like a little person in there doing like a card reading with a crystal ball.
So when it lights up, you can see in there in the window.
Yep. I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I am a sucker for those. And sparkles. I like sparkles, so.
Glitter.
No, we don't do no glitter. Well, No glitter, just sparkles.
I'm just kidding.
Bedazzling and rhinestones.
The stuff that doesn't get everywhere.
Yes. And see, I was going through looking for something because I cross stitch. So I'm currently cross stitching a project, and I lost my needle somewhere under my couch. And so I went to go look for another one, and I actually found in one of my sewing things the bedazzler. I have a bedazzler.
Oh my gosh.
But I have a bedazzler.
You can make your own Miss Me jeans.
I know, you can make them. They're homemade ones.
Maybe I'll have to do it to a pair of pops and see if he notices.
That'd be pretty funny. Bedazzle
that would be hilarious.
I don't touch his hats.
No,
he just complains because he sweats, and so it puts his ring on there. So there's certain hats he doesn't ever wear if he's going to be actually doing something. So, yeah. Then he doesn't ruin them.
He has good hats. He has fancy hats, and he has work hats.
Everyday hats, and he's got the
going
Sunday
out
best hats.
Yeah, I got a big list. I gotta take my change of address for the P.O. box since I got the new one yesterday. I need to go change it since my one here expires in 4 days. I got a coupon for a free car wash, so I'm gonna go do that. I gotta go return the Amazon thing. I gotta go see my parents. There's a whole list right here, so I don't forget what I'm doing.
Go see your parents.
Well, I gotta stop by and give her something, and then I also gotta throw stuff away at their place. So because she forgot one of her garage sale things and my stuff.
I would be mad at my kids if they had to put me on their list, their to-do list.
It's so I don't forget, because I will forget if I don't write it down. So I need to otherwise I'll be like, okay, I'm on my way, and then I'll forget, and I'm like, oh, oops.
My kids probably have to put me on their to-do list because I don't live close. It's a 45-minute drive for them to come up here, so.
And my parents are pretty close, actually, just down the street, so it's not that far.
That's a little too close for comfort. Sorry. I love my family, but that's way too close for comfort.
Now we'll be 2 hours away.
I say when we first moved back to South Dakota from New York, we lived really close to my in-laws and in the same town, and nope. In the same town is too much.
We will live really close to my mother-in-law, but she we won't have to worry about her just showing up or anything. We actually have to go to her, so that's okay. We'll live really close, but it's not like we'll have unexpected visitors or anything.
Speaking of mother-in-laws, have you ever seen that lady on TikTok that she talks about her mother-in-law? She slams her mother-in-law constantly. Go out and watch her. She's hilarious.
I might have seen one.
I like her. Or you could just go out and watch my TikTok. Not mine. My daughter's TikTok.
I followed it after you told me. I followed it.
I love them.
I've been yelling at her because she hasn't listed any this week, but she has them edited. She just hasn't scheduled them to post yet.
Okay.
That's good. That's the easier part. She got the hard part done of editing.
She's actually, Corey's pretty proud of her. She's actually a pretty good little video editor. So he's trying to get her to edit our videos for our YouTube channel, but she won't.
Are you guys paying her?
Nope, that's her whole thing. She decided she wanted to do it, so that's on her. So we don't pest her and say, "How come you haven't posted anything this week?" Because if you want to do it,
she's trying to use you guys for money. She's trying to get that TikTok payout.
Well, I don't think she's had anything hit huge yet, but I say on our weekend business, we had one of our very first TikToks we ever posted actually went viral and had 3 million views. I think it's got over 3 million views now.
Wow.
But we don't post a whole lot on there anymore because we got yelled at by a lady that tried on clothing in an escape room. So we have an escape room that has booty shorts in it, and she tried them on and wore them around the room. So we posted it on TikTok and she got mad, so we had to take it down.
Then don't do it.
Right?
What?
People.
I should put a disclaimer in because you have to sign a waiver before you go in. that says if you damage my stuff, you're responsible. If you hurt yourself throwing axes, you're responsible. That says any pictures or videos that are done while you're in the escape room are the property of us, and we have the right to post it.
Yeah, do it.
For advertisement purposes.
Is TikTok advertisement?
I fear
It's
you.
sponsors. I don't know.
Social media.
It is.
I want to know when are we going to have the reseller meetup at the axe throwing and the escape
That'd be pretty
room?
cool.
That would be awesome.
We do. So I'm sure if you've watched our channel, for anybody who hasn't, go back and watch it. But we do a thing every year that's called the Midwest Redneck Triathlon. At our house, it's for friends and family. They come in and we do axe throwing, bean bags, and horseshoes. So we talked about doing in one of the other discords or whatever. We talked about doing a reseller meetup here. Because we have room. Cool. Alicia, you could bring your camper. We have room to park campers.
Yeah, there you go.
So, I don't know.
Fun.
Pop said don't guarantee anything.
That would be more my kind of meetup. Low key.
Kind of low key, like, no.
That's me. I'd rather just sit around and I almost said it. BS with people than
just bleep it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually bleep myself.
It'll be more funny.
So I grew up around it. I tried to tell people that when I cuss, it's hereditary because my dad said it all the time, but nobody believes me. So
I taught middle school, and middle school teachers are the worst. Like, as soon as you're away from them kids, the other word is an F word.
I say my daughter is actually going to school to be a teacher. So, but she doesn't want to teach middle school. Bless her. She wants to, for the longest time, it was I want to teach kindergarten. And then slowly but surely, it's been adding a grade to it. So now she is up to where she wants to teach third grade. So she wants to teach third grade.
Okay.
Trying to figure out the whole, what do you call it? Student teaching? Because they don't pay you for student teaching.
Yeah.
But she lives on her own. And has to pay her bills. Yeah. So she's got to figure out, what do I do when I student teach? Because I can't have a full-time day job.
I don't know how they do it anymore. I know around here. So I went back to school because I worked at a bank. I worked at an office. And we had got married. I got laid off because they got rid of the department that we worked in. Anyway, and I'm like, I'm going to go back to school for teaching. He's like, okay. So there's college around here. I just took I got another job in the meantime and went at night to school. This is before online classes. And so I did that. And I was like 29 when I started teaching. So what I did was I was like, I got a mortgage to pay. And this is BS. So I quit that job and I started substituting. And I substituted and I got into a school where they knew me. And then I arranged to do my student teaching there. And I knew that 2 teachers were going to be out back to back on maternity leave. And so I was the long-term sub in both those. So for the first half, I was a substitute, but I was doing my student teaching at the same time. But I don't know if everywhere lets you do that. And 2, around here now, they're making you do a whole year. I only had to do 3 months. They're making you do a whole school year of student teaching. I'm like,
so no. Hannah, well, I guess whatever. Hannah, she did find out that I think if she did volunteer hours, that it cuts down on the time that she has to student teach. Yeah. So I think she has to do it for a semester. Which, like I said, I don't get.
And that's what I had to, was a semester.
It's free labor. I mean, if you're student teaching and they need to pay out money. That's just.
Yeah, absolutely. Now here's the thing. I don't know what it's like around there, but they need so many teachers. I would tell her if she can find a long-term, because you're not technically going to be a teacher yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're not certified yet, but you can be a long-term substitute. Yeah, so I would see if she can tell her to try and do that, honestly. And that's why I did what I did. Because I was like, this is BS. My husband was working, like, I could have taken 3 months no pay, but I paid for my classes just out of pocket from my job so that I wouldn't have any loans or anything. So yeah, and when you're young and you're living on your own and stuff, you need to pay your rent.
Yep. And she did. She moved out, almost a year. Well, not quite a year ago, in February, and so she's paying her bills and going to school full time, and she works full time. So I don't know how they expect people to take off 3 to 6 months or whatever just to be able to teach.
I know. Well, I think they want, like, you can technically, I guess, take out a loan for that, and like living expense loan, I guess. I don't know. I didn't do student loans, so I don't know. But
she's doing the very minimum of what she does, because she gets a lot of scholarships and that type of stuff. And so here in South Dakota, if you teach a certain subject, you could get what they call, I don't know what it's called for sure, where they'll pay your student loans off for you if you work in the state of South Dakota for 5 years.
Yeah, they did that here. It's but not for, like, it was like for certain and of course they started it after I was done. But at high needs schools, like if you're in a high needs school.
Yep.
Like,
and around here, that's usually in the smaller schools or on the reservation that they want you to teach. So
I'd say my cousin's a teacher, but she's in Sioux City, Iowa, and I think that's on the reservation.
Sioux City's on the reservation? Like I might have to do some Googling. You can tell
someone I worked with, when she graduated from college,
or she teaches on there.
Gotcha.
That's so funny, because my friend that I taught with for a long time, when she graduated college with teaching, she went to, her parents moved, her dad moved around a bunch of times, and they moved somewhere in Kansas, and was where she first taught, was on a reservation in Kansas.
More power to any teachers, because she works at a daycare right now, so she's around kids all day long, and she teaches in, like, she doesn't want anything to do with the baby room, so she actually teaches in the preschool room, or works in the preschool room. So she's used to the routine of, you have to do this and this and this and whatnot. So, but
well, bless her.
We told her, be prepared to be broke.
20 years.
Be prepared to be broke, because teachers don't make a whole lot.
Well, see, I went back and I got a master's, so I got paid more. I tell people all the time, like, I didn't leave because of the pay. Like, and I think it depends on where you are and what your circumstances are. I'm married. It was 2 incomes, but I couldn't complain about my pay. I complained about everything else.
No, and most teachers, you can't be, honestly, either whether you have a master's degree or whatever, you can't be in it for the money. That's not a job you're in it for the money for, no matter what you get paid.
No. But you should get paid to be able to live, honestly.
Yes.
So I know in some places, like I said, here where I am, pay wasn't. I know pay is an issue for a lot of places. It wasn't necessarily an issue for us, or for me anyway. And even the people I know that didn't have a master's or anything, that wasn't the issue. The biggest issue. I mean, should we have been paid more? Yes, but it wasn't like some places where they're making peanuts. Like, you could live off of what you get paid here. You can't. I know in other places it's
well, and here,
hard.
I mean, our cost of living here in South Dakota is so low anyway. I mean, we have one of the lower cost of livings. But teachers still get
you guys have no income tax?
Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
And now they're talking about trying to get rid of the sales tax sales tax on, like, groceries. I know they do that in Minnesota, where you don't pay sales tax on groceries, just on everything else.
We don't have sales tax on anything here in Delaware.
Really?
And then I think in Pennsylvania, I don't think you pay it on groceries or
Now I'll have
some
to pay
clothing
attention
items.
if I ship
Yeah.
something to Delaware to see if eBay collects sales tax on it.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't. There's no sales
Okay.
tax here. No sales tax.
But you guys have income tax though.
Yeah. It's not too bad. We've had like a lot of people come to retire here because it's kind of well, property tax is low, but they're changing that. But like tax as opposed to the states around us like New Jersey and Pennsylvania and everything, it's taxes, and for tax purposes and all that, retirement purposes, it's cheaper to live here. So a lot of people moving downstate, like toward the beaches and stuff, for retirement. And then no sales tax helps. So
Yeah.
but I didn't realize that South Dakota was no. I know Florida is no income tax too, right?
No clue. I know my
think
in-laws
Florida.
moved up here from Nebraska because Nebraska has higher, has income tax, sales tax, all of that stuff. So
yeah.
I know it was a big deal. Like when we lived out in New York and we registered a vehicle, it cost us like $250 to register a vehicle for 1 year. And here, I mean, it's gone up a lot, but like it's like $90 to register a vehicle.
See where I currently live, it's like under $100 to register. Over in Lincoln, because of wheel tax, it's a lot more.
Yeah, we have wheel tax all across our entire state, so that's not. I mean, you pay I think it's $4 a wheel, so you pay $16 if you have a car or a pickup. So
over there, it's I don't know what it was. I think it adds on another like 90 to 100 plus bucks. Yeah,
jeez.
That's
here
weird.
No. Yeah,
you just need to register your vehicles with your parents' address.
Yeah, there you go. That could
That's
work.
weird. So you like that's so weird. You have to pay. Like I was looking it up. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's only about $50 to register a vehicle here, and that's what it is.
Well, we do both have newer vehicles, but
ours is anything older than 10 years old, it drops the fee down drastically. But anything it's based on year and the weight of the vehicle. So Corey's truck costs us about $140 to register every year. But it costs us that too because he has specialty plates. He doesn't have regular state plates.
That's how when we pulled up to the Hardys to meet you guys, we're like looking because I'm like, I'm not sure quite what they drive. And then my mom saw the license plate. She's like, oh, that must be him.
Yeah. His license plate says Pops 23. So
oh, okay.
Because that's the year he became a grandpa. So he wants me to change I have veteran plates. And so I don't have they're specialty, but they're not. And so he wants me to change mine to Grams 23, but I don't know if I'm willing to give up my vet plates yet.
Nah, keep your vet plates.
It's amazing though when you see something like vet plates or whatever it is that you see them all the time now. Like I never used to see them, but now that I have them, I see them all the time. Kind of like vehicles. When you buy a new vehicle, you don't ever remember seeing many of those vehicles. But now I see my vehicle all over the place.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I there's a lot of vet plates around here. My grandfather had them.
There's two different ones here. There's actual vet plates, which is what I have, and then they have disabled vets. So they have.
Yeah, that's what my grandfather had. Yeah. He had the just. Well, did he have disabled?
Ours are normally they're disabled, and then you can get the ones with the Purple Heart on it if you were wounded in battle.
Yeah. I don't think he had he was, but I don't think he had disabled. I think he just had the vet plates, and then I think when they got old, they just had maybe they were handicapped when they got old, like handicap veterans plates on, or I can't remember if they just had the tag.
All right, well.
That was a good chat.
Anything else? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much reselling we talked, but did you say you're starving?
That's okay. Hey,
I am starving.
Hey, but you move to Lincoln, you'll get more options for food.
Yes, I'm so excited. We have Panera and Chipotle really close.
Have not had Chipotle.
It's one of my favorites because it's one of those places you can eat and you don't feel like absolute garbage afterwards.
We have Qdoba. I eat
Yeah,
at
I've
Qdoba.
never had Chipotle.
Oh, okay. That's pretty similar.
I've never had Chipotle. They just put one nearby, but I've never had it. You know, when
Their
they were
tortillas
building
are
it,
really
was
good.
like when everybody was getting sick off Chipotle around here. I don't know. They were having a lot of problems.
Ooh.
With I guess like with there was a lot of food poisoning. I think it's like like their food suppliers or something. It's
That's
probably
not
just
good.
around here. Yeah. So I never ate there.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you next time we record. It'll be after the rally and the last time that I'll be recording in this office.
Ooh.
I think. Yeah. That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to Grams and Pops Vintage.
Yeah.
So you can see Teresa.
Yes.
Yes.
And how awesome.
See her in her natural habitat.
My natural habitat. Yeah, this is not my habitat. This is Pops' office, so normally I don't sit in here.
All right, y'all.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
See y'all later.
Thank
See
you.
ya. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.